Oh, here it is. Yeah, this definitely would have drawn me in to the game in arcades. And they give you a little bit of a 3D thing here. I bet you they wanted to do it in 3D during that time. They just didn't have the ability to do it. Yeah, this is freaking cool. I wish this was like, I wish this was something that I could have got as a kid. Full Metal Madness. Yeah, that's freaking cool. And then it gives you a little breakdown of the different robots before you even get to play the game. Come on. Come on. This is freaking cool, bro. Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. That is the name of the game. We just played that. And overall, I think it was a pretty decent game. It's not a horrible game. It's not the best game in the world. It's not groundbreaking. It's just an interesting game in general, right? It's a 1v1 fighter that uses mechs instead of people to play. That's it in a nutshell. We have a total of roughly 18 different robots you can choose from in this game, and a total of what, 6 or 7 characters to choose from. But the characters are the things that don't matter. It's more so the mechs. The characters determine which mechs you are able to use. That's probably the only benefit of choosing the specific character that you have there. Jin is in this game. Jin from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This is where he originated. And yeah, I think this has some great nostalgia of games of yesteryear in it. So the intro here, I think the intro is pretty cool overall. It wasn't like spectacular. I know it would grab my attention, but it wasn't like some of the other ones like that are like iconic. So I'm probably give this what, let's say a 15. It had an intro. It showed you how the game is played. I think that's actually pretty cool. I like that part of it. So 15, I think it's fair. The character select screen, I think that's the thing that's interesting here. I'm going to have to give it a low score of a 9. And here's the reason why. You don't get a real opportunity to see all your options of the mech. You see the character or the person. You're like, okay, but the person doesn't really have a lot to do with what you see on the screen when you're actually fighting. So I'm gonna have to give that a lower score, because then you go into this next space and it shows you 3 machines that you can choose from, and then you're just kind of like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know how to react to that particular, machine. Versus some of the other character select screens, you're able to see off to the left what that character or what that thing is that you're using. So yeah, I don't know. I'm giving that a 9. Character viability. I think I'm going to rate this a little bit higher. It has a total of like 18 mechs that you can choose from. And you choose these mechs based off the character you choose. So everybody doesn't get to fight with the same mechs, right? They might have a little bit of a difference in the different mechs you can choose from. So that's going to be high for me. And each one is different, but also while they're all different, you can see quickly on how that mech is going to be used and how to use it. Like if you see the tracks at the bottom of a mech, know that you're going to be able to do that little rundown thing and jump on them. I don't know what it's called. Sue me. But you can see certain things. If you can see a little sword on its arm, it's probably going to have a certain move set that works universally for all the mechs if you see that particular item. But overall, I think there's a huge character viability here. Each one of these mechs play different with the combination of different things meshed together to make that robot unique. Characters, I think that's kind of high. The mechs here, not the character. The characters on its own, those are cool, but it's really about the mechs here. I think I can rate that fairly high too, giving that a 13. Now, this is the part that we're going to have the most hard time with. And I'm not going to give it a mediocre score, but the game mechanics, it really wasn't anything revolutionary. It's pretty much Street Fighter Alpha with with a couple of different systems that are in place. You know, you have some bar on top, you got, you know, super on bottom, but other than that, it's just very simple. It kind of is what it is. There isn't anything that expands what the game can do, you know. Very similar to all the other really early Street Fighter games. The mechanics aren't like groundbreaking or anything like that. It's not like SNK where they have like a roll mechanic, or in SNK they have these different things that you can do by pushing 2 buttons here. So I think I'm gonna give this like a 22 out of 30. It's not horrible, but it's not like this spectacular thing. Game design, oh, the whole game in general is very pretty. Very, very pretty game. I will give it that. So within the game design, I think that gets a little bit high there, maybe a 13. Character customizations options, it's only a palette swap, excuse me, not palette slop, palette swap. And that's only if you're playing against someone that's using the same mech as you. You can't choose different colors. The music, I think, is freaking great. That's gonna be, I'll give it a 12. It sounds very Street Fighter Alpha or Darkstalkers from that time. Outro and game endings, I think that's great. It has a whole story, and it kind of gives you some closure to it. So that might be a little high there too. Let's give this a 13. I think that's fair. Replay value. I don't know if this is a game that I would play over and over again. It doesn't give me satisfaction to do some of the combos or just constantly play over and over again with this game. I'm gonna have to give this maybe a 12. But the overall look and feel, like bringing it all together, I think it's worth something. I'm gonna give that a 31 because like the sound, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 32. The sound going with it, the way it looks and how flashy it is, the ease of use of the game, and it kind of sucks you in. I'm gonna have to give it something like that. I don't think it's like half the score. It's not a bad game, but the overall look and feel of this game I think is incredible. And I think being fair to this game, especially at the time it released, I'm gonna have to give it a 32. Additional gameplays and modes, it doesn't have that. Kind of is what it is. Story, I think it has a pretty solid story there. It's not a traditional story mode, but for what it was during that time, especially playing in the arcade, I think it's a pretty solid story there. I'm gonna give that a 3. I think that's fair. Online gameplay, we automatically got to give it a 10. It's a game that released before 2009. And remember, 2009 is really when fighting games came into their own within the online space, right? With Street Fighter 4. Yes, they had it before, but really, we started playing these fighting games in 2009 and really focused on online gameplay during that time. This game, I'm stuttering here. It's because like I'm baffled that someone wants to argue with me on this. But it's like, it wasn't made to play online. So we're going to automatically give it a 10 for online gameplay because it wasn't made for that. And was it good for its time? We got to think about between 1994 and 1997, there were a lot of really good fighting games. The Street Fighter series, Darkstalkers, Tekken, and all that good stuff. So there wasn't anything groundbreaking with this game. And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, you remember when and this game did this for me and it did that for me. I can't give it a high score on this. I'm gonna have to give it maybe a 3, saying it was, you know, it was just there. It just gave us other options. And let's see what we got on this. A B minus. That's good. This game getting a B minus. That's great considering what this is. B minus is just really, really good here. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this game. Let me know what other games you would like for me to rate or discuss. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm the most determined soul, CJ Berry. Success and victory don't block with your face. And I'll see you guys on the next time. Peace.